your Monday's Loose Women Live. It's
Joey
Brenda Edwards,
Hey, Edward.
Kelly Bryan,
Hey, Dave, I we miss you.
and Judy Love.
Hey, Judy.
And welcome to your first Loose Women of the Week. Coming up, she's hobnobbed with royalty and celebrated with celebs. Now, disability activist Sinead Burke has set her sights on making the world a more accessible place for all. More about at 12:45. Also today,
I'm married to an inmate living in the US.
yeah, it's a hit new reality show, Prison Brides, and if you've seen it, it's come to the UK. It follows 7 women and their families from around the world who found their soulmates in prison. But would you support a friend's relationship behind bars? And it's a return of feel-good news. Judy will be bringing much-needed smiles with her roundup of some of the heartwarming stories from the weekend. But look, we are going to start off with news that broke over the weekend. That was the search for Dr. Michael Mosley, who disappeared while walking on the Greek island of Symi. And of course, sadly ended in tragedy after his body was discovered yesterday. Now, his wife Claire, she had released a statement talking about her love for her husband and the circumstances with which he disappeared, and also tributes have been flooding in from lots of people that he's worked alongside. In fact, he was here on this show just 4 months ago, and so for those women on the panel who worked with him not so long ago, it's been such a shock. And we've had some tributes on the team. I've been posting their tributes. Ruth had said they're terribly sad to hear the news of Dr. Michael Mosley's death. He was a brilliant and utterly charming man. Our condolences and love to his family. And Kay Adams, who was on that show with Dr. Michael Mosley a few months ago, said, "We really have lost one of the good guys. I've interviewed him countless times over the years, and he was always the same, kind, interested, and warm." And when we could go on, the tributes have been just so heartfelt and incredible, because he had an impact on so many, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he just cut through all of the jargon and made it so simple to understand the difference between helping your body and not helping your body. And he just had this really charming way about him that just made you go, okay, yeah, actually now I get that.
Yeah.
Whereas if a doctor, a different type of doctor had explained it to you, it wouldn't have had the same impact on your life.
Yeah. And you did Fight too, didn't you?
Bastard, yeah, and it just felt quite accessible. It felt simple, it can understand, and not being judged when you come to trying to get your health or weight in order for yourself. And I just, it was so heartbreaking. I was speaking to Kate about the weekend, and I just really hope that the family can find peace in knowing that he's made such a change in ways through society and helping people to reform their health or even think it's possible and have that information that's accessible.
Yeah.
63. Sitting comfortably. MetaBingo.com. Proud sponsors of Loose Women.
On your Tuesday's Loose Women Live. It's Jane Moore,
Hey, Dave.
Brenda Edwards,
Hey, Edward.
Linda Robson,
Hey, Watson.
and Janice Street.
Hey, Desi Para.
Hello and welcome to your Tuesday Loose Women Live. Coming up, the Strictly Professionals for 2024 have been announced, and Giovanni Felice is out following accusations from former partners, including actress Amanda Abington. With 3 reality contestants on our panel, we'll be giving our take on that in just a few minutes. Also, presenter and author Mariella Frostrup is here to tell us why women's health is in urgent need of a revolution. Plus, she'll be revealing why scheduling sex is the key to a happy marriage. Yes, indeed. And as well as that,
The heart hardest thing when you lose your parents is you can't even think about them afterwards because it's too difficult. You know, everything is.
In a new interview, Simon Cowell has opened up about the loss of his parents, saying he was left with no one to turn to. But who would you go to for life advice? That's all later, but first to the shocking story on all the front pages today. Yesterday, two 12-year-old boys became Britain's youngest convicted murderers since the killing of James Bulger in 1993. The boys killed 19-year-old Sean Cicehai in an unprovoked attack using a 16-inch machete. Sean's parents had this to say.
A 12-year kid's not supposed to be running around in the night. 12-year kid's supposed to be home, doing their schoolwork.
This world is a different world. Kids are dangerous now. And if we don't pay attention to our kids, it will happen every day.
Well, that's Sean's parents, Brenda, sort of laying blame firmly at the door of parenting and sort of saying, you know, why are 12-year-olds? I mean, Sean, I think, was murdered at 9 o'clock at night, but one of the boys was posting a picture at 1 in the morning where he was out and about at the age of 12.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I agree with what his dad said about children, you know, at that age, they shouldn't be outside at that time. I know myself personally, when it was my two, it wasn't even a time, because obviously when clocks go forward, clocks go back, it's still the same time. So I just said, as soon as it starts getting dark, you better be inside. You know, that was adhered to, and that was just my rules. But I think the benefits that I had, and probably a lot of us, was I put the blame at the community centres and youth centres closing down. I think that I've seen a huge change in young people, you know, not being able to find somewhere to go, and just speaking to other young people, they're saying that when they haven't got somewhere to go after school, if their parents are working or they can't get inside for whatever reason, there is nowhere for them to go. So, you know, there's a saying that my family had: the devil always finds work for idle hands to do. And this is, unfortunately, where a lot of the youth are going, which is just...
Yeah. I think there's a lot of elements to this story that will probably come out later on in terms of what the boys' backgrounds are and whatever. But do you agree, Janet? Because, I mean, I used to go to the youth centre a couple of times a week.
I did too. I mean, I grew up in inner London in a working class street where we played out in the street, chill out. As Brenda said, there was a curfew time that was everybody stuck to, without a doubt.
63. Sitting comfortably. Megabingo.com. Proud sponsors of Loose Women. On your Wednesday, Loose Women Live.
Dixie Rapport!
Nadia Suarez. Denise Welsh. And Enderfield Williams.
And there's the one.
Go on.
Yay! Woo!
Kind of day. Welcome to your midweek dose of Loose Women. Coming up, we'll be talking about the inspiring teachers who changed the course of our lives, and we're joined by one of the most popular ones in the country, award-winning primary school teacher and social media sensation, MC Grammar.
Woo!
Sharing a video of him rapping the Gruffalo. He'll be here revealing why he made it his mission to get children reading. Also, it's been called the most moving TV moment of 2024.
Could someone just come over me, please?
Every time, very emotional. Race Across the World stars and siblings Betty and James are here. They're going to be telling us
Woo!
even inspired one of his songs.
No,
Nice. Lovely to have you back, Ida. Shoes and all.
Nice to be back. I put my fancy orange shoes on.
Yeah.
We love them.
I wouldn't have expected anything less.
Thank you.
And what a weekend it was for our husbands.
I know our boys were together.
They were. A bit of soccer aid on Sunday. It was a fantastic weekend. How did Robbie feel on Sunday?
By the way, he just looks so cute with his glasses on.
He
does.
He's
cute. With
And England won.
Woo!
On the bounce.
Right?
So it was a big
moment. He came home buzzing. I have to say, it feels good for him every year to do it, but when they win, it's an extra boost, and he came home like a little footballer. He was like, we won, and he was singing your man's praises. He was very impressed with Frank.
Well, I have to say, because it's an all-consuming thing, and Frank doesn't do things by halves. So, you know, it's proper training, and he really loves it. It's a great mixture of people. But he came into the house yesterday, and he was sort of looking very smart. He goes, just had a text. And I went, not Love Island text. And he goes, Robbie Williams. So proud of himself getting a message from Robbie, but he had sent this lovely message saying it was just so great that Frank was part of it, and it just felt like such a wonderful evening, such an incredible cause. UNICEF do great work.
Nadia, you were surprised at how much they raised.
100 over 100 million. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. And they were so desperate just to sort of make that 100 million.
I know, it was,
and they've gone over
and
that.
when it popped up on the screen, it just got chills on my
I just
my
got them
whole
now.
body. It was just like just to think, he obviously set out. I think it's been 20 years. He was just young when he started this, and to think that
he's not even an OBE.
What?
63. Sitting comfortably. MechaBingo.com, proud sponsors of Loose Women. On your Thursday, Loose Women live. Charlie White, Linda Roxon, Connie Nolan, and Olivia Atwood-Duff.
Hello, welcome to your Thursday Loose Women. Right, coming up today, another day, another election debate. But as you've seen, that faced a very mixed reaction last night. We're asking if voting should be made compulsory for all. Also, with the football kicking off in Germany tomorrow, we're getting nostalgic for the golden era of the WAG. Do you miss the pitch-side glamour? And
Colin Bridgerton betrothed to Penelope Featherington.
who needs fresh air when there is fresh gossip? Seasons of our As Bridgerton returns today, we're getting all the gossip from Lady Danbury herself, Azra Ande.
Woo!
Revealing why big secrets could be exposed this year.
Woo!
Before we get into any of that, let's go Fringe. Where did that come from? Just like the Fringe gal.
My last day in Greece, we were just in Glam, and I was like, I want to do something different. And my hairdresser Sarah was like, if I do it, I can't stick it back on.
I love it.
So,
It does
are you
not.
sure?
You look
You like it?
Yeah.
Yes!
And if you have a fringe, you don't have to have botox, do you?
Right, we've got to say a really, really big welcome back to both Colleen and Liv, because you've been away from me. As wonderful as that show would be, you do know well. I'm going to get to you in a bit, Liv, but you went away to meet Kira on a travel.
I did.
Was having Rick and Tom back.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's been gone
that was probably
So I
too.
went over to Bali. Went over to Bali and met her.
Oh.
And we had the best time. I thought I was going on a
really relaxing. You know, you see these pictures of Bali and it's blue seas and palm trees. Oh no, she had me walking up mountains. I need a holiday.
You need a holiday.
But it was brilliant being with her. And then I got home on the Monday, and the completion went through of my new house, and they gave me 5 days to move out. I hadn't even started packing.
Because you have to pack everything in 5 days.
Everything. And sort it out and find someone to move them. Thank God for friends and you know, my
You must be
family.
exhausted.
I've come here for a rest.
Who's not exhausted and is living a very lovely life. It's your cat on there. I learned a word today. Catio.
Yes.
So when
I moved house, my main concern was when we get there, all the animals need to be safe. So this fabulous friend of ours called Tony Mack, he went over a few days before and he put all the fencing up so everywhere so dogs couldn't escape. And then I said to him, I need a catio for the cats. And he was like, what is that? And basically it's a patio for cats and it's this. So that they can be outside. So he built all this for me. They can be outside and get the fresh air and look at everything, but they're safe. And then in the evening, they've got their own little bedroom. Look, they go in there.
A little birdie told me they even have a sun lounger.
They've got a sun lounger on the catio. I bought one.
Clips of Sue, due to Dr. Clips of Sue, from this show to sell fake weight loss pills. Wow. Yeah, also as Kim Kardashian launches a range of stretchy pants for men, we are, calm down, we're asking how much fee you should have. The other half wears it, no Judy, not those, please. But Colleen and Judy have got some strong views on this one. Can't think why. And it's a TV drama that's left viewers, including our Colleen, emotional wrecks. Lost boys and fairies follows the harsh realities of the adoption process. But is it too tough to adopt a child? But first today, representatives from all the major political parties battled it out last night again in ITV's latest leadership debate. It was Labour's Angela Rayner and the Conservatives' Penny Mordaunt that got tongues wagging once again. So we've got to make sure to come up with some ideas on this. And we have. Higher taxes, higher taxes, higher taxes, higher taxes, higher taxes. Penny, you don't answer somebody else's question anymore. You can't afford them for 5 years. The story is you're promising tax cuts when you've already done that one and crashed the economy one. You've already done that one. So you can say that you're not going to raise capital gains tax. She's answered. Penny Mordaunt, thank you very much. Okay, thank you. She has. That was kind of a rematch of last Friday between Angela Rayner and Penny Mordaunt. And the headlines this morning are like Rayner and Mordaunt clash again. Angela Rayner slaps down Penny Mordaunt as the pair lock horns. And so it's all of this very kind of, inflammatory language, if you like. Did you watch it? I was watching Question Time. I did watch it, and then I have to admit, I completely zoned out once we started talking over each other, and it was I just couldn't bear it. I couldn't keep track of it. I mean, I think even, Angela lost her place at one point. She went, sorry, I forgot what the question was, because it was just this barrage of noise. Mm-hmm. But what really upsets me is the headlines of the slaps down, clashes. I mean, we don't hear that about men, do we? Mm-hmm. We never hear that about men. Men, when they argue, men are justified. Men are noble. Women, it's catty. We only have to look what happens on the panel. Mm. If we have a disagreement, the next day in the headlines, there's something that we're not getting on. Someone makes the next 20 minutes. What is this next day? It's 20 minutes later. It infuriates me. Yeah. We are kind of used to that, though, aren't we, Judy? That we just know that's the way that stories get spun. But we should be all right, because it trivializes women. I mean, it gives me a laugh in the supermarket when you're standing and look at these. What did she do? What did you do? She called you up once and said, did you really do that? And you just don't be so stupid. But it is bad, right? Yeah.
I do, last night, same as the newsroom, I do find anything I'm doing, anything I'm working on, the first question a journalist would normally ask me is, so how really are the ladies? And I'm like, they're really great. And it's just a constant,
they don't want to hear it.
No, like, but who's the most crazy? Who's the most, opinionated? And I'm like, well, they all 20 of the amazing women are. And they just don't get it. They just want that extra bit of juice or something.
Do you ever speak to Gary Lineker? Do you really get on with Alan Shearer? No. I mean, do you go To go on holiday together.
It's like with shows like Top Gear back in the day. You know, they had so much sarcasm and banter with each other and winding each other up. And it was never in the papers the next day. Whereas when we do it on here, it's oh, Colin had a go at such and such and they were fuming, or Loose Women at War. And it's